All right, Coach, I know this is the goal entering the year is to get into the bracket. Just how does it feel to extend the NCAA streak?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like I've done this many times or whatever, I'll say the same line that I always say. It's always a privilege to get in. Teams are getting better and better all the time, and so you have to continue to work harder and harder to maintain kind of where you're at. And we've been doing that at a high rate, and hopefully we can keep doing that, and hopefully we can be successful in Rochester and move on to Michigan. And we can't look past anybody. I know we're playing a play-in match, one of the play-in teams to start, but even though they're those types of teams or whatever, or you just never want to look past anybody. So we just got to stay focused and doing what we've been doing all year long.
Your thoughts on the season that y'all had? Obviously, another great record.
Yeah, it's been a really good season. Obviously, we caught a little heater there where we won the home tournament and we won the next event in North Carolina, and then we had a little bit of injuries after that. North Carolina, you had to do some things that normally you don't normally have to do. The girls had to play in the left gutter cap over here and loft it to the arrows, and caused some of them to have a little bit of arm and hand twinges or whatever. So we were dealing with that in Nashville and the conference tournament a little bit, and so a couple people were out at the conference tournament, so kind of shut them down to be ready for the big picture.
Flip side, you've got a whole lot of depth. How happy have you just been on that side of things, how it's progressed?
Oh, yeah. Obviously, even with not playing Emma or Faith, that Emma played at the conference tournament, but her injury flared up there, and then she didn't play on Saturday or Sunday or whatever. But we won the first team game against Jacksonville. We were up 1-0. We shot 1090 at them to their 990 or whatever, and that was without Emma and Faith in the lineup or whatever. So it shows you how much depth that we actually have, and it actually, even in some aspects, is a blessing getting somebody like Malaya and Aubrey and Sarah Lynn a lot of reps in high pressure situations, so they're ready to go if anybody needs to go at the national championship. And so it gives us a lot of options, because that's the one thing that I told the girls is we were out 2 people and we were still competing with Jacksonville and Youngstown closely or whatever, but you have to have everything go right when you don't have all your depth, because not everybody always plays well. And so if somebody like Emma or Faith didn't play well, then Sarah Lynn could have went in or whatever, or vice versa, but now you're relying on them. So our depth was, we didn't have everybody there, but obviously having the depth that we have makes us really competitive and gives me a lot of options. Depending on if somebody's off or not.
What are your thoughts on the draw that you got and the seed that you got?
I mean, I knew we were the overall number 2 just based off of, like I said, we were a couple of wins behind Jacksonville going into the conference tournament, and even if we would have won the conference tournament, we couldn't get around them, but Youngstown couldn't get around us. So I kind of knew the numbers or whatever, so I kind of knew where we were going to be at. I didn't know we were going to play or where we were going to go in the aspect of stuff, but obviously you got Vanderbilt in the regional, and Merrimack. They won their conference tournament. They've got a few good players that can play, and the head coach at Merrimack, pretty smart guy when it comes to bowling or whatnot, and his sister actually played here at Arkansas State, J.D. Scott Jones. Her brother's the head coach there, Jalen Jones or whatever, and so he's done a nice job there in his second year, getting a few good transfers and whatnot. And so, it's not going to be an easy region by any means, and you got Vanderbilt in there, obviously, who beat us for the championship last year or whatnot. So, obviously, we've got a winning record against Vandy on the year, but obviously all that's thrown out the window now, and so you just got to go ahead and try to win. Don't lose 2 matches is obviously the goal. So,
if I know this was the goal to get into the NCAAs, what does it mean to get back in the mix once again?
It feels really good. Obviously, we went through a lot last year, losing the national championship, so I think a lot of us are ready and very determined, I think, this year to make it back and win it all this year.
What are your thoughts on having Vanderbilt in the same region?
Well, we had them in our region a couple years ago, and we lost to them, so I think we would all like a little bit of revenge, kind of, and for last year. But they're a really great team, but I also think we're a great team, so I think we're ready for it.
Just how happy have you just been with the mix of, the youth and experience on the squad all year long?
I think it makes it so much fun. Like, I love that everybody on this team, the transfers bring in a lot of experience from other places. The new people, like all the new girls, they love learning like what it means to be a college athlete. So I think it's been a lot of fun.
What have just been some of the things, obviously, you got a little bit of time before now in regionals, what are just some of the things y'all want to work on?
I think that after losing at conference, we learned a lot of what we need to continue to work on. We need to work on lane transition and just a lot of stamina, I think, was our issue, and a lot of us have been struggling with injuries, so I think just getting healthy and staying present in the moment and being determined on winning.
What does it mean to see your name called and just get back in the NCAA tournament?
I think it's really exciting. I'm excited for the teams that are there, and I think that we have a great team this year. We have a lot of returner players, and we have a lot of experience on the team, and then we also have like a lot of people that we can put in. We have depth, so I'm really excited for this year.
With so much experience playing at that level, how much does that help?
It helps a lot, especially in pressure situations, I would say. It's really difficult to be in those pressure situations, so having people that, have been in that situation, it helps a lot. I think it's really cool, that I've been here for so long. I have a lot of experience, and so does, Brooklyn and Emma, and I just think it adds a lot of, depth and experience, just having people that have been here for so long and have that experience, and then having people that don't have that experience, so we can kind of help out, the ones that don't have that experience come in and make shots.
What are just some of the things y'all want to work on before regionals?
Definitely spares. Spares are always super important in the game. Just targeting, making sure we're hitting our spots when we need to, and that's about it.